girl a favor. Share this with somebody, honey, in the marriage club or somewhere. Somebody that need to be encouraged. And do you girl a favor, click on them 2 links. Download my new book or buy my new book. Ask God for a sign for all the single ladies. All the single ladies. Do it for the buy, honey. And listen, leave me a review. If you want the free ebook later on, inbox me. And I'll send you the link sometime this week for the free ebook. Listen, divorce. Divorce. I know you think I'm finna talk about divorce. But I want to talk about the spirit of divorce. How it's the breaking of a covenant. How it's the severing of a soul tie. How it leaves you devastated. Good morning, everybody. How it leaves you feeling like directionless, especially when it's nothing that you wanted to do. When the other, now if you're the person that say, hey, I want to divorce you, you kind of feel like strengthened. But if somebody come to you, not somebody, if your spouse come to you and tell you, hey, I want a divorce, it makes you feel a certain type of way. Good morning, beautiful. There has been people, life have been lost because of this big word. And in the black community, you don't hear that thrown around like that. Divorce, 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 divorce. Now, the vanilla people, they gonna get them one, baby. They gonna get them one. But us chocolate people, we don't do that like that often. I am the only person in my family that done had 2 divorces. Now, I'm praying to God that my children don't follow in this this curse. But I had 2 divorces. And what I learned from going through both of the divorces is you never know how much somebody do for you or how much you actually need somebody until they're no longer there. You be excited, auntie outside. I mean, like having a slumber party, doing all these kind of things when you first, good morning, Tony, when you first start talking about a divorce, but you don't wait. It's like a balance. You have to really prepare for a divorce. You got to prepare financially, mentally, emotionally. You just got to prepare because it's life altering. It's the breaking of a covenant. It felt like death to me. It's reestablishing. Now you got to reestablish you. You got to reestablish your life. You got to as you know, folks don't like saying this, but you got to rebrand yourself because, baby, you single and you just uncovered. That's how I felt during my divorce. Above all, I felt uncovered, naked. When I would go different places, I would go to like different church events and stuff, and it just made me feel broken. I mean, it's one thing for you to feel like you broken at your house. But when you go out amongst other people and you feel broken, you feel lost, you feel defeated. I just had a lot of feelings when I went through my divorces, a lot of feelings. So I just want to encourage a woman or a man that's going through a divorce. I have a wife coach, and in 2023, I think 2023, one of the things that we had to come up with a new service. So one of the services I came up with was I was a divorce coach, being that I have been through 2 different divorces. I felt like I could help other people maneuver through a divorce, right? But you have to just be so careful with divorces. You feel like that this weekend. You have to be very, very, very careful. You have to be careful because you can even get hurt by trying to help somebody, because this is dealing with an issue of the heart. I've watched so many TV shows where people literally lose their life because the other person can't deal with the separation. So do you see what I'm saying? It's devastating. It's unto death to some people. It's very crucial. It's very hard to explain to people. Unless you done been through it, it's hard for you to explain to somebody else, excuse me, good morning, how it feels to be naked but clothed. That's how I felt. I felt like I was naked, but I still had on clothes. I was embarrassed. I would go to the stores and I feel like everybody was looking at me and talking about me. Like, not like when they seen Eve, like, who's that girl? But like, ooh, making it easy for the clean up woman. Everywhere I went, I just felt like that song was my background. So everybody just looking at me, talking about, she made it easy for the clean up woman. I just was embarrassed. That's just the best way I could explain it to you. And dealing with all the emotions, trying to be the strong person for your children, trying to be the strong person for my parents, trying to be the strong person for the community, like doing all these things, but not dealing with the fact that I'm broken. I'm depressed. This ain't regular sadness. This sadness so thick, it feel like I put on a robe and it clothed itself around me. That's how sad I was. Lonely. I felt like I was in a room full of people. No. Repeat. Let me do it right. I was in a room full of people, but I always felt like nobody was there. You know what I'm saying? Because I felt like nobody could understand the level and the depth of pain that I actually was feeling. If you know my testimony, you just can, I'll send you a YouTube link, baby. You can catch up. But I understood that this was a Holy Ghost slam and you reap what you sow. I got that. But I'm still human. I'm still 100% woman. And I was bleeding internally, externally, crying blood, crying a river. And nobody could relate to me because that ain't nobody in my family testimony. They were there for me and they were supportive of me. But it was just hard. The hardest thing for me was when it was time for me to go to sleep. I did good throughout the day. I faked it. I smiled it. I jogged it. I exercised it. I videoed it. I sung it. I cooked it. But when I took my behind to that bed and laid my head on my pillow, it seemed like life just started laughing. And I would have these hyperventilating, like emotional tears, like hyperventilating, like can't breathe. I can't breathe. Like I'm just like melting in my bed. I'm melting in my pillow because I was just hurt. I was. And I can recall how when I would lay down, I've always been able to go to sleep. I would go buy different sleep aids, sleep editors to help me to go to sleep. And none of it would work. I drank a half a bottle of the Walgreens adult sleep liquid and it didn't help. Nothing was helping me because I wasn't going to the person that could help me. I had unanswered answers. Even though I had the answers, I still wanted closure, right? I wanted to be able to say what I needed to say. I felt like I wanted to say, and I felt like that was taken from me. I had to even deal with that. I couldn't say what I wanted to say. I couldn't respond the way I wanted to respond. And when I would tell this to people, they wasn't getting it because it was like, oh, okay, well, you deserve that anyway. Everybody told me, you deserve it. But I understood that, but I still was hurt. Sometimes at night, it just almost felt like somebody would take a picture of thoughts when it was time for me to go to sleep and pour it in my ear. And my mind, like I schizophrenic or something, I don't know, baby. But listen, my mind would be racing. Throughout the day, I didn't have racing thoughts. But when it was time for me to go to sleep, I mean, it's a mess. So I'm on here today to encourage the man or woman that is going through or feel like they are going through the process of a divorce. I understand how tedious, how emotional it is. And my best advice would be for you to begin to journal. Begin to write down, because you're not going to be able to get all the answers that you want. You're not going to be able to get the peace that you want. Good morning. You're not going to be able to get everything that you need. So you're going to have to start doing more self-care on you and not focus on the divorce. That's crazy. But you're going to have to, because you could literally lose your mind in this process. It's that devastating. It's that bad. Like, it's that emotional that you will be done, your mind be done slip. I see why people on these shows act the way they act and do the things they do, because when you playing with somebody's heart, you lose your mind. You don't, it say out of the issue, you done been there. It say out of the issue, out of your heart to flow the issues of life. That's why people snap. That's why people just passion stuff happen, because you playing with me. You playing with me. And I'm going to lose my mind up in here. You see what I'm saying? When you was my boyfriend, I could deal with you, right? But when you got in a covenant with me and you heard me, it's just a whole level of, it's a whole nother level of emotion when it's a covenant involved. You, no. No. So, why am I saying all of this? I just woke up this morning wanting to pray for and wanting to encourage somebody that is going through a divorce, being that I went through two. From May to January is when May to December. December is when I really started to kind of process what was going on. May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. 7 months. On the 7th month is just when I had a break. When I tell you I had a break down, it was Christmas Eve. And I just had to go to God and tell him, listen, I'm sorry, sis. I had to tell him, listen, I'm hurt. Listen, I know what I did. I know what I did. And I know, I'm well aware that this was a Holy Ghost slam. You reap what you sow. I got it. I got it, and I won't do it no more, and I'm sorry. Good morning. But I'm hurt. This hurt me. This hurt me. This hurt me. This hurt me. This hurt. I had a laundry list of, I told my Father God everything that happened in that relationship that hurt me. I'm talking about everything. Slobbing, and listen, saved as I was, guess what I was listening to? Beyonce. Why did I turn on Beyonce? Baby, I don't know. I had it blasting on 36. I'm the only person on the block listening to Beyonce, the Christian lady listening to Beyonce, crying and praying to the Lord, telling him, you gotta fix this, because this is broke. Your girl is broke. My heart broke. My spirit broke. I don't know how to be. I don't even know who I am. You gotta help me. And guess what he did? He did that. He did everything that I asked him to do. And I'm grateful. But I was honest with him. And when I became honest and transparent and I told him everything he already knew. But he wanted to hear me say it. Yes! Yes! It's the brokenness. He already knew, but I had to tell him. And when I told him, I got peace. Like, when I had that breakdown, and when I got through crying and face swole, when nobody home, Purpose wasn't there, my sons weren't there, I had the house to myself. I cleaned the whole house, crying, talking to God, punching the air, doing uppercuts, just punching, just screaming, hollering, just holding on to the chair. You ever been crying so hard you just got to hold on to the chair and so you can scream louder? Like, I really could have did a 10-13. That's how bad it was. But God came in. He heard me. He wrapped his arms around me. He listened to me, and he healed me. And I ain't lying. I swear to God, before I go, it felt like he took a vacuum cleaner and sucked that feeling that I had been feeling from May to December out my heart. It's like, it just like, and I woke up the next day and I felt normal. Yes, that's how he want us to do. I felt normal after I did that. I said, so this all I had to do. I was doing all that extra stuff, spending all that money on these personal trainers, on this jogging coach, changing hairstyles, just doing random stuff. And all I had to do was tell you, and you already know, but you needed me to tell you. So I just encourage you today as I get ready to go, because I'm supposed to be in the clock in, to go to God and tell him, lick for lick, lick. And I deserved it. I know I deserved every lick, but that don't mean that it didn't hurt. It don't mean that I wasn't broken. It didn't mean that I was invisible. It didn't mean, and God showed me in that moment that I took you through all of that. I allowed that to happen because of what you did. Because the word said he chastised those that he loved. And he told me, he said, I had to break your heart to save your life because you so crazy. You would have stood right there and let that person jug you in your ear with a pitchfork, and you just about, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you. Girl, let me help you. So he helped me. He broke my heart to save my life. He whooped me. I reap what I sowed. He chastised those that he loved. And he still loved me. He still loved me. That's what mattered the most to me, because I felt unlovable. I felt like I had done so much. I was so grimy and nasty that he didn't love me. What's that song say? He is jealous for me. Love like a fountain I never see. I ain't singing it right, but you know what I'm talking about. He loves me. Oh, how he loves me. That's how I felt after I had my encounter. And I want you to have that same encounter, girl. I love y'all. And listen, issues of the heart are one of the most complicated things that we go through. But we go through it. It don't kill us. It make us stronger. You made it through it. You got this. And listen, as I'm getting ready to go on and click on them 2 links for all the single ladies and buy my new book. But I hope this will help somebody. The point of what I was trying to say is, you have to go to God. You have to be transparent. And you got to tell him what the problem is so that he can help you. Because he's the only one to help you. And I know if he vacuumed that out of my heart, baby, and I'm telling you, I was a hot mess. I'm talking about dressed up, maked up, but broke up. Baby broke down. But he did that. I'm talking about, he did that. So, anyway, let me go get in and make this some money. I hope this was a help for somebody. Because, baby, girl, we be needing each other because we be going through some crazy stuff. God, didn't nobody tell us when we was in the 3rd grade we was going to have to go through all this stuff. They should have gave us a memo. The teacher should have been telling us this kind of stuff, girl. Come on, let's have a girls club or something. Cause baby, these Ninja Turtles, these humans God got over here, that's the opposite sex, be doing the MOST, and so do we. God, we're doing the most. So anyway, as I go, click on them links, share this with your girlfriend, and listen, you got this. I don't care what nobody say. God, the same God that used that vacuum to suck that out my heart, I'm talking about, he did that. Oh my God, he did that. And I woke up, I was like, what's up? Who? Where he at? Babe, where you at? You gonna find me? Where you at? And he found me 10 days later. Because I had the breakdown on 24th. I wrote God a letter January the 4th. David found me January the 7th. My husband couldn't find me because I had too much stuff going on. It was too much going on. But when I got that together, hey, Bay came pulling up with them raggedy gold teeth. And I was like, yes, hey, daddy, with your broke up